Spoilers for She-Hulk. Attorney at Law Episode 8. She-Hulk. Attorney at Law introduced Daredevil in costume for the first time in the MCU, and judging from the reactions on Twitter, fans loved it. The pairing between Charlie Cox and Tatiana Maslany proved an instant success for many fans, and their must-see reactions run the gamut from the ecstatic to the ebullient. Tweets celebrate the callbacks to the Netflix series that introduced Daredevil, including a thrilling hallway sequence. Twitter users also noted how well Daredevil fit in not only to the She-Hulk aesthetic, but the MCU style, a relief for most based on their comments. That promises great things for the character as he moves into his own series, Daredevil. Born Again. 10/10 Hess here. Matt Murdock made his MCU debut in Spider-Man: No Way Home, but his proper return to the courtroom occurs in She-Hulk. @Devil Updates welcomes Daredevil fully into the MCU with a brief clip from his introductory scene, where he represents superhero costume designer Luke Jacobson against a frivolous lawsuit brought by Leapfrog. The scene also establishes Matt Murdock's trademark humor as he tells the judge Hess late to the proceedings because he had trouble finding parking. 9/10 An accurate depiction. Twitter user @Crobbins noted how accurate the MCU depiction of the Netflix Daredevil was in the episode thanks to his romantic life. Perhaps the funniest scene in episode 8 involves Daredevil doing the walk of shame after spending the night with Jennifer Walters, walking barefoot in the grass. Despite everything they share in common, She-Hulk and Daredevil never got involved in Marvel Comics. They did face off in the courtroom though, in the 2014 run by writer Charles Soule that ranks up with the most essential She-Hulk comic books ever. 8/10 His ass remains unwhooped. Some concern existed among fans before Daredevil's appearance about how the generally serious take on the character in the Netflix series would translate into the sunnier MCU. @CS11 used a great meme inspired by the latest episode to show that there is no difference between the MCU and Marvel Comics versions. The best Daredevil comic books ever run the gamut between the serious, mature storylines rendered by Frank Miller, David Mazzucchelli, and others, as well as more humorous ones by Mark Waid and even Miller as well. Matt Murdock always had a sense of humor, and the MCU used it to great effect. 7/10 Peak Daredevil characterization. The success in how the show portrayed Daredevil carried over into a great scene between Matt Murdock and Jennifer Walters after the Leapfrog case is dismissed. @Captain Cupcakes notes how Matt inspires Jennifer to become more of a superhero, which is right in line with his character from the Netflix show. Daredevil paired very well with other heroes in the Netflix era, including Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, all of whom teamed up for the Defenders miniseries that pitted them against a hand. 6/10 Off the charts chemistry. Charlie Cox won over fans with his magnetic performance and left many hoping he'd return for the MCU. Episode 8 pays off that hope is @SUPERKING1815 suggests with their tweet, highlighting the chemistry between Matt and Jen. The two start off clashing in the courtroom, but end up indulging in their romantic connection by the end of the show. The unexpected sparks between Daredevil and She-Hulk promise more to come as both characters continue in the MCU. Though their comic book encounters are relatively rare, their screen chemistry is too great to ignore for Twitter fans. 5/10 Welcome home cheater. Not everyone may be happy with Daredevil and She-Hulk's romantic pairing. As @TEENSOFDEN1Al reminds fans with a hilarious meme, Matt Murdock has some explaining to do back in New York City. The Netflix series paired up Matt with Karen Page, and their relationship status remains a question mark in the MCU. Karen Page remains among the best Netflix Daredevil characters, and fans hope she returns for Born Again, along with Foggy Nelson, Matt's friend and partner in their law firm. Matt referenced a "we" in regard to his firm in episode 8, most likely referring to Foggy. 4/10 back in the costume. Titania actress at Jamal Ajamal provides a great insight into Charlie Cox's first day back in the Daredevil costume with a behind-the-scenes picture. She also gives perhaps the best look at the costume so far. The generally dark lighting in the She-Hulk fight scenes obscured some details, but her tweet should make Netflix fans happy. The costume appears virtually identical to the original Netflix Daredevil costume, save for the yellow color accents. These changes actually acknowledge Daredevil's original red and yellow costume from Marvel Comics. He changed to his iconic all-red look in Daredevil number 8. 3/10 The hallway legacy, the fight in the hallway from Daredevil, remains a key reason why the Netflix series' first season is still the best. Twitter user @TheGKP points out that episode 8 honors Daredevil's iconic hallway legacy by featuring its own dimly lit battle taking place in the lily pad, Leapfrog's not-so-secret headquarters. Hallway battles feature throughout the Netflix run, and the MCU version doesn't disappoint. Daredevil fights goons in typical style, and She-Hulk crashes the fight literally and figuratively, using her super strength to end things quickly. 2/10 red and blue lighting. The hallway battle in episode 8 paid homage to the original fights in numerous ways. @ChristaDeviant comments on how an iconic hallway fight scene from the Netflix series used red as a dominant color, while the She-Hulk fight uses his blue. This sharp contrast both acknowledges the past and puts a new spin on it. The original hallway battle from Netflix Season 1 used a yellow-green lighting scheme which the She-Hulk series avoided, despite some potential visual connections to the color scheme of Leapfrog. 1/10 The Netflix theme. The MCU makes great use of iconic theme music from previous franchises, as they did with the X-Men. The animated series theme in both Ms. Marvel and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. @Blu-ray Angel reacted positively to the Netflix Daredevil theme reprising in She-Hulk episode 8. The Netflix theme music appearing in this episode likely signals that it will continue in the MCU. The music may feature in Daredevil Born Again when it arrives on Disney Plus in 2024, as well as Daredevil appearances in other movies or shows.
I'm the straight